I'm Steve, and these are 5 tips I wish I knew before I bought my Corvette. Let's do it. If I knew these tips years ago, I would honestly go back and sell my car and do it all over again. It would have saved me thousands of dollars and headaches. So these tips apply to any sports car, any car in particular that's going to cost you a lot of money. And I want you to avoid as much of that as possible because it is so bad. It adds up in all kinds of ways that you wouldn't expect. And there are things that no one really tells you about. They tell you the basics, but I'm here to dive deep into it. They're in no particular order, so let's just go one by one. Tip number 1, don't fall for FOMO. What is FOMO? It is the fear of missing out. This is the biggest thing that's gonna crush your finances. So every year there's a new car that comes out. You might think it's gonna be your favorite car. You think it's your favorite car, and you fall in love with the tech, the features, the wheels, whatever it is, and you think that's it. You might fall into, oh, there's gonna be limited quantity, I have to get it. For example, the Corvette Z06, when the previews were coming out for that car, everyone was so hyped. When I went to go check it out, they were going for $50,000 over sticker price. Now, if you go and check, they're selling for under sticker price if you would have just waited. And that's the thing with FOMO. You always feel the pressure either from society, from your friends, your family. Your uncle may have just got a new car, your brother, whoever it is, and you're like, oh man, I don't want to show up with my beat up car. It doesn't matter. No one really cares. If you have a car or if you don't have a car, just take your time, make the right purchases when you can make the purchase. Don't put yourself into debt, and also don't rush things because you're the one that has to live with your decisions for however many years you have to pay your car or wait until you trade it in. But if you trade it in, you got to remember that cars are liabilities. Most cars you're going to lose money on. So just face that fact, be ready for it, and wait and make the right decision. Tip number 2, shop around for gap insurance and for your regular car insurance. If you're younger, you might be like, oh, I can just use my parents' insurance, use the same company as them. They might not have the best policy for your car. If you shop around, you might be able to find one that's lower. Even if it's a little bit lower, that money adds up over time, which you could reinvest or reinvest into the car itself and get better options. And then with gap insurance, for those of you who don't know, gap insurance is a type of insurance policy for, say you put a loan on the car, you're going to pay it off in 5 years, 6 years. Gap insurance is the protection for if you total your car before you pay it off. And say you total it, and when you total it, your car is only worth $80,000 compared to the $150,000 that you paid for it. So the gap insurance covers that gap. They'll leave it to where the balance is 0 and you walk away without the balance, which honestly, I think it's essential. You have to have gap insurance, especially with premium sports cars, which could depreciate really fast over a short period of time. So I think it's definitely critical, but don't just go and get the one that's offered for the dealership because that one might be overpriced. You might fall for it because it's convenient, but if you shop around, you should be able to find a cheaper gap insurance. So definitely keep that in mind. Tip number 3, get pre-approved before you go to the dealership. Know what kind of numbers you're going to be working with and what you can afford. Most banks, if you go onto their online portal, they should have a pre-approval like calculator where you type in the year, the car, make, and model, and how much it costs, and then it'll pull your credit information and it says, hey, we can finance you this car at this interest rate over this amount of years, and this is what your monthly payment will look like. If you don't do that, the dealership does not have your best interest in mind. Just leave it at that. They are there to make their money, and the more money they can make, the better. So just know they're going to try to scam you from the moment you step in. When you go in there and you try to negotiate your monthly payment, don't think about the monthly payment because they can flex it about as much as they want. So they can be like, here, we got you your payment. You're only going to pay $500 a month. That's what you wanted. And then before you know it, you sign the contract and you have a 20-year contract paying $500. Obviously, if you have like a $100,000 car, a $200,000 car, a $500 monthly payment is unrealistic because it's just expensive. Like there's no way to get it to those numbers unless you put down a really big down payment. So don't fall for the monthly numbers game. Fall for what your interest rate is. Ideally, you want to have it below at least 8%. I know times are tough with the economy right now, so interest rates are higher, because it used to be like if you had a brand new car, you could get sub 5% interest rates. Now those days are over, but shop around, see what's a good interest rate nowadays, and then base it off that. And if the numbers don't make sense, like I said, if they're trying to offer you 15-20% interest rate, run. That is insane. Just wait and build up your credit until you can make a low interest rate. Tip number 4, guys. This one is all about taxes. You might see on the website that the car costs you, whatever car you're looking for, we're talking about the Corvettes, it could cost anywhere from $60,000 to $250,000 plus if you're looking at ZR1s nowadays. You might see that sticker price and be like, oh, that's not that bad. You also have to factor in the total cost at the end. The website might show, hey, this Corvette costs $80,000. You're not going to be paying $80,000 out the door. You got to include sales tax, which is a huge thing that I didn't really think about when I got mine, because sales tax in Nevada is 8.25, 8.5%. I don't know nowadays, but it's over 8%. And in other states, it's even higher. Some of them are even at 10%. So say you get that $80,000 car, you throw in an 8% sales tax on top of that, throw in another like $6,000 that you have to pay on top of the $80,000 that you're already paying. And I don't know what it's currently at, but there was also a gas guzzler sales tax that you can't avoid. It's included because the Corvette itself uses so much gas because of the V8 engine that they throw on another tax on top of that. And that was $1,300 US that you have to pay. So you're looking at that 80,000 plus then the 6,000 of the sales tax, and then another 1,300 for the gas guzzler. On top of that, you also have to pay for registration, your first month in insurance. So there's so much cost that's being added onto it. And not to mention, if you throw in the gap insurance, all that, what you think is going to be a low or a fairly reasonable price, you're throwing on another 10,000 plus. It could be a lot more depending on what car you get. Because if you think about those, I've seen ZR1s that are 300,000 US with a, let's make a simple numbers. If you put on a 10% sales tax on that, that's 30,000 US. So you're minimally paying $330,000 for that car. That's insane. That's so expensive. So think about that before you buy it. All right, the 5th and final tip. The Corvette is so not practical at all. It's all about the driving experience, and that's what it's made for. That's what you're buying into. If you're planning on having kids soon, if you're planning on moving around, if you're planning on doing literally anything besides focusing on the driving experience, the Corvette might not be for you. And this goes with other sports cars that are 2-seaters, because there's so much that you have to give up with owning it. Hopefully you're in a financial spot where you can have a second or third car that fills those other purposes. But if you're only able to have one car right now, definitely think about it before you buy it. We mentioned how expensive it is, and I would hate for you to regret your decision because of how impractical it is. For example, if you're planning on going to the airport and you're dealing with luggage, a standard size luggage will not fit inside the car. You might be able to fit one, but like anything more than one luggage suitcase is not fitting in that car. If you're moving places and you gotta move everything that's inside your house, you're not doing it with the Corvette. If you have to park anywhere underground, you're risking scratching the undercarriage unless you use the front lift suspension, which even then, there's still the risk of scratching the car. You have to deal with people potentially breaking into it, trying to steal it, or mugging you. So you have to carry that residual risk with ownership of the Corvette. Also, with practicality, like I was mentioning, if you plan on having kids or if you have to drive a lot of people around often, you can't do that. Max, you can have one person with you. But if you have a baby on the way, that baby, you have to attach him to the hood or something because he's not going to fit inside the cabin. So definitely think about that before you buy it. There you have it. Those were the 5 tips I wish I knew before buying a Corvette. And this applies to any type of sports car, any type of luxury car, anything that's expensive and that you have to think about before buying. There's a lot of things that go into it, from the price to the insurance to the actual driving experience. Just think about it before you do it, please. If I was to invest that money now, I would have so much more money instead of buying it. But on the positive side, I do have one of my dream cars. I get to drive it. It's a lot of fun, and the overall experience of owning it is awesome. But you gotta live a little bit, have some fun. I definitely want you to buy your dream car. I want you to live the experience, but I want to make sure you're financially secure and not stressing. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video, and let me know what you want to see next. It's been Steve. It's been a pleasure. I'm out of here.